Welcome to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customer can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you like this watch and would like to purchase it at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at JazzTime.com. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the Rolex GMT-Master II in yellow gold with diamonds and black sapphires, reference 116758 SANR. I will tell you a little bit about the history of the GMT, then tell you about where does this watch stand in the lineup of other similar GMTs, then tell you about the case bezel dial bracelet movement, finally try it on and give you my thoughts. So let's start with the history. The GMT has been around for a very long time, since the early 60s. And originally it came out as a pilot's watch. Rolex was trying to make a watch that could tell time zones in two different areas. So for example, USA and Europe, or like Asia and Europe. And they came up with this very smart GMT, which has a 24-hour hand, which calculates the time in a second time zone, and also local time. So for example, if you're in USA, you're a pilot, and you like to know that the destination at the landing place, let's say in Asia, then you use the second hand. So that's what the GMT function is, and Rolex decided to market that very smart function by calling it a GMT Master and pairing it with aviation. And they did so with the first Pan Am Airlines, and it became widely known as one of the top travel watches of its time. And even to this day, it's one of Rolex's best sellers. So that's a little bit about the history. Okay, and of course, the GMT has gone through many, many variations throughout its very long, it's been out for, I guess I would make it around 60 years now. So it's gone through a lot of variations. Now, I'm not going to get into all of them because that would take forever and it would take like a very long video, but just suffice to say, this one that you see here is one generation back from the current in almost every way, all right? Except that, as I said, it is one generation back. Okay, now let's start talking about this one in particular. They started making this reference, I'm going to call it the second generation, or one generation back from where we currently are. I'll call it the first generation, I guess we could say. First generation of a thicker, bigger, modern GMT. We are currently on the second generation. And how do you know the first generation? Well, it's denoted by its reference number, which starts with a 11 number. And this reference has a 116758. So a 11 tells you that it's the old reference number, which was produced roughly from 2006 or 5 until approximately 2018 or so. So it had a very long run. That's like more than 15-year run. Okay, now in that time span, they did a lot of different variations. Now after that, in 2018 or so, they came up with a new GMT, which is not that much different. Basically just had a new movement and some more variations. More or less the rest of it looks the same. The case, the bracelet, everything else is just the same. So I can't really see it's that much different. That's why I call all of these the modern GMT, the first generation and the second generation. Now the first generation is what we're looking at here, and this particular one was created in was done in 2019. Now this is what you call an off-catalog Rolex. They did not have these off catalogs. The reason they're called off catalog is because they're not actually on the Rolex website. They never were. You can't just go there and order one. How do you actually get one then? You need to be a very long-standing customer with Rolex and have a massive spend history to be considered for one of these pieces, and then you can buy it at the AD. Now, most of us do not have that, so where do you have to buy it? Well, you could go to jazztime.com or click on the link in the description below, and it was offered to those very special clients, and those special clients had to eventually take it and sell it on into the gray market for it to be available. So there are not a lot of these available, and they hold their value extremely well. Now, of course, there's many Rolexes that have diamonds and sapphires and rubies or whatever on them, but very few of them are actually completely factory made, as in not made by an aftermarket party, but made by Rolex themselves. And that's what you see in front of you, which is the reason why this watch maintains such high value. All right. So what can we say about it? Let's start. That tells you about a little bit where this watch stands in the lineup. Now, they made other variations of this. They made red and blue bezels, and other variations of the GMT. What you're looking at here has diamonds on the lugs and the bezel, as well as black sapphires on all these hour markers. Okay. All right. Now let's start talking about the watch itself. Let's start with the case. Now the case is still a yellow gold case. It was 40 millimeters. That has not changed. And it is the exact same case, but the difference is the case is set with diamonds. Now the diamonds there's a lot of diamonds on here, including the bezel ones. But there's actually 76 diamonds on here, and it's pavéed throughout the rest of the case, done exquisitely well, as you can see. And then, yeah, well, the case just has diamonds on it, not much else to say, but it matches the rest of the bezel, which is what we're going to get to next. Now, the bezel and the case is really what make this watch stand out. Without that, this watch would just be a plain yellow gold GMT, which would be worth somewhere in the 30,000s. But situated like this with all these factory diamonds is worth more than double that. Okay, now the bezel itself has 12 black sapphires at all the hour markers, which was normally a 24-hour graduated bezel, but of course you have these gems here, which I think look much better. And then you also have these 36 diamonds going around, which are baguette style diamonds going around the bezel, and expertly done by Rolex, of course. Okay, so that's the bezel and the case, which was the most important part of this watch, or at least the most unique part. Okay, now the dial is not actually any different from any other yellow gold dial. It's just a black dial, and it has the GMT in green. Not really anything special about that, so not much to say. It's not like it's pavéed in diamonds or anything. Okay, now the bracelet is actually also unchanged from the current generation. That's why I said there's not much difference between the first generation and second generation GMTs. The case is the same, more or less the bezel, the dial, it's all the same, and even the bracelet is the same. So it's just an oyster bracelet. They do now make the bracelet now on a Jubilee as well, but you know. All right, and then lastly, let's talk about the movement. The movement is an older movement. I believe it's a 3186 movement or something. I can't remember exactly the number, but I think the new ones are 3255 or something like that. I'm not really sure. But the point is, the old movement is a little bit not as good, and the new movement is better. What exactly difference? Well, they don't tell you on the website, and it's hard to tell because they both keep time so well that not much to say. All right, anyways, so that is the movement, and time for me to try this watch on my wrist. Now, I'm 6 foot tall, 200 pounds. I have a 7.5-inch wrist, and as you can see, the GMT looks really great on me. I really like this watch. I think it's fantastic. Now, who would want to wear this? Well, someone who really likes to bling bling and have something really unique would wear this. It's not for your faint of heart. So look, if you want to buy this watch at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at jazztime.com.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.